Hello, everyone. I am Saju Vaswani. Today's guest is a certified life coach and energy healer for a holistic journey of self-discovery. Using ancient Eastern practices, he offers aura reading, energy healing, and spiritual guidance to balance your energy and harmonize your life. He is also a product consultant at the Chi Life Center.
Coils or Chi Aura Coils, basically they are just wellness devices that create electromagnetic fields using their own frequencies and whatever you input onto those systems, and that changes your entire biofield. That helps you with your wellness, that helps you with your daily needs, whether that's energy, whether that's power lifting, whether that's general healing with any kind of wellnesses or any kind of issues that you go through. It supports your entire biofield because, as we all know, we have trillions of cells in our body. We have 40 trillion cells in our body, and in each cell there are trillions of molecules, and all of these cells, they vibrate at a certain frequency, and only when these cells are not aligned or when there are so much of less charge in these cells, that's when diseases come up. That is when a lot of things in the body does not align itself, because as humans, we're always supposed to be grounded with the earth. We're always supposed to be in touch with the universe, which is something that's missing for the last so many years, and people are getting back into it. And this is just one of those systems that helps people with their daily recovery and a lot of other things, whether that be relationship, whether that be abundance, attracting the right clients, or even healing a lot of other issues, supporting your healing journey, whether that's the most difficult kind of cancer issues or even the smaller kind of depression or anxiety. I wouldn't say they're smaller, but relatively speaking, with cancer, these systems will help you, because when you change your aura, you change your frequency and you change your destiny. So whatever frequency you have in terms of a specific thing, you can change that by putting an alternate frequency, and that is going to get you the result, because law of attraction says you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are, and who you are can be changed with machines. That's the best thing.
So we have the system and we have the console where you can choose the different vibrations. And there's so many in there. There are different frequencies. There's Rife frequency, there's quantum frequency, there's packages with all the quantum frequencies. There's frequencies that the sound of the sun, the sound of the earth. Could you explain what the difference in the Rife frequency is and quantum frequency, and how do you choose one or the other?
Sure, 100%. So Rife frequencies was developed by this doctor called Dr. Raymond Rife, and he was a doctor in the 1930s, and he found out that every disease in the body has a particular frequency. And through his research, he found out those numbers for those frequencies. Like, for example, he found out that cancer vibrates at this particular frequency. Diabetes vibrates at, let's say, 1360 frequency, for example. Every single disease, he's found that these are the frequencies, and as long as you're going to induce that same frequency on the biofield, you're going to change those. You're going to destroy those cells without affecting the other cells, for example. And his work benefited a lot of people at that time, a lot of cancer patients, a lot of other people as well. They benefited from him. But unfortunately, I think he was shut down because of whatever happened with the medical industry and everything. But now it's coming in a full circle. Now a lot of people are getting into it. They are understanding that alternative healing is much more needed, because we need holistic health. Medical industry, probably they're looking at just the physical body, right? But holistic health looks at the entire body. It's also emotional, it's also mental, it's also spiritual, and it's also astral, where when you're meditating and your astral body is traveling to the other part, and you're downloading a lot of stuff and you energize your system, which is going to affect your physical body. So it's about that holistic interplay with these systems. And coming to the frequencies, so Dr. Rife has more than 10,000 plus frequencies that he developed in 1930s. And they were one-dimensional frequencies. So at that time, they were very powerful. Even now, they're very powerful. But what our owner David has done is he sort of expanded from those frequencies, which is the one-dimensional frequencies. And for the last 15, 20 years, he's been researching on these, and he's found frequencies like quantum, higher quantum, advanced quantum, and inner circle frequencies. So they go beyond 2D, 3D, and 4D levels, which means when you're vibrating at a higher frequency, you get more results faster. And that's the entire reason why we have different sets of frequencies with different systems. But even if, let's say, for example, in your case, you bought a Chi Coil Aura 180, for example, and you wanted the highest frequencies, which has the most powerful abundance frequencies where you attract a lot of clients and sales and all of that, you just had to upgrade from whatever frequencies you have with the current system to the higher one for a difference. So that's the beauty about those frequencies, and yeah, it works brilliantly. I mean, we have cancer frequencies of Rife, but we also have cancer frequencies of advanced, frequencies like advanced quantum frequencies, which work even more powerfully.
What frequency is that? I have not found the one for cancer are you talking about in the quantum frequencies?
I'm talking about the advanced quantum frequencies. It has got something called Cancer Conqueror.
Okay.
And it's got like 6 different cancer frequencies. So very powerful. I mean, I've had a lot of, testimonials regarding that as well. So yeah, there's plenty of frequencies. There's frequencies for example, I use a frequency called Heart Restore, which is an inner circle frequency, I'm guessing. And that sort of helps your energy levels on the heart chakra change. And you would know that heart chakra is the chakra for self-love, right? There have been so many periods or past experiences with my life where I sort of blame myself a lot. I say that, okay, this happened because of my troubles or my decision making and everything. And I used to sort of, do that a lot, which means that then I was vibrating at a frequency of self-criticism. And what's that going to attract? More of self-criticism. Now, how are you going to change that? Through self-love. Whether that is through coaching, where you want to change your self-love, whether you want to start feeling worthy of the achievements you've had, or what an amazing person you are, how kind you are, it does not matter. You just have to find a few reasons why you are an amazing person, and that has to create that self-love frequency inside of you. Now, imagine if somebody has to go through a coach and a counselor, and they have to do all the work for the client to do this, and then you have these machines which has already got the frequency of self-love attained, and you just play that frequency so that after you do that inner work, whatever frequency you are in, the machine has already got that. And you're just playing that and changing your frequency. Because it's all about the cells, right? Your cells always communicate with the other cells. And that's the entire topic of epigenetics, which talk about these things, where your cell has a charge. And also there are other things like Chi, for example, is also known as prana in Indian tradition. And it's also called life force energy in Western tradition. Symbolically, it's hydrogen. Prana is the same as hydrogen. So if you look at water has a chemical compound named as H2O, which is 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. So that means it has both hydrogen and oxygen. And in the ancient times, rishis used to live without oxygen because they only survived on prana, which is chi. You can get it from the sun. You can get it by grounding yourself on the earth, walk bare feet 30 minutes every day. You can actually hug a tree, for example, get a lot of prana. You can actually touch babies. The babies carry a lot of prana inside of them. So you can do all of that. Or now with these systems, you can access it much easier. Even if you're, disconnected with the earth, you're wearing your leather shoes and you're going to work, and then you're coming back late at night with that leather shoes on, no connection with the earth at all. But still, when you have these machines and when you play these frequencies, the prana in your body can increase. And when the prana increases, that's where the diseases start to go away. Because when you give prana to a particular area of your body, whether that's, your lungs or your heart, prana is going to change a lot of things inside of that. And it's going to change the cells as well. And that is where the entire upliftment or recovery from any of these diseases happen.
I want to talk about also the scalar energy part of it. A lot of people ask me, what is scalar energy? And the first time you explained it to me, it was so clear and so good. And I would love for you to explain it to my audience. What is scalar energy?
Okay. So scalar energy is also known as scalar waves rather. It's known as Tesla waves. In Indian tradition, it's not known as Shiva Shakti energy. In the Western tradition, it's called 0 point energy. Now, 0 point energy, a lot of spiritual people might know it as well. That's where the field of everything starts. That's where the entire universe originated from, the field of zero. And what that says is, when you compare that with Bible, for example, the Bible says that in the beginning, the word was with God. And God said, let there be lights. And there was light. And then from there on, there was light and sound, and everything else came upon after these two things. So the origin of the universe is light and sound. So scalar waves, just like that, it is that entire energy of frequency that you can tap into, which is faster. Scientists have found it to be faster than speed of light. So I'll actually, explain the same kind of explanation that I give to you. during our call. Imagine, let's say, for example, you're vibrating at a certain frequency, right? Now, depending on what your vibration is, that's what you're going to attract in life, whether that's relationship or your wealth or your friendships or whatever it is, right? So let's say you're vibrating at this certain frequency, and most people know the scale of consciousness of David Hawkins that goes between 0 to 1,000. And most people at the moment, they found it to be vibrating anywhere from 100 and 250. That's the overall general vibration. Some people might be higher. If you look at Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, they were all vibrating at 1,000 because that's the highest that they were vibrating at on this plane. So let's say you're vibrating at a certain frequency, and let's say you're praying to the divine, right? By the time your prayers go from the top of your head and it keeps going up and up and up and reaches the sun, it takes 8 minutes if you were vibrating at speed of light, right? So I actually want to touch upon speed of light as well. So speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second. And they have found the circumference of the Earth from the center around 40,000 kilometers. So 40,000 kilometers size is the distance of the Earth. 300,000 kilometers per second is the speed of light, which means in 1 second, light can travel 7.5 times that of Earth, which is why when you see healers, Reiki healers, prana healers, anybody who does distant healing, you might be in America and someone else might be in Antarctica, but you're still using the solar system, the stars, the constellations to heal them, right? And when you say you're healing them, it's actually not you healing them. You're just getting the energies on their system, channelize the energies on their system where the cells always heal themselves. Your body always heals itself. And that's the state of homeostasis that they call about the cells. So imagine if you were vibrating at that speed of light and you're praying to the divine, by the time it reaches, it goes from the top of your head. Let's say you have a desire. By the time the waves go from the top of your head and it reaches the sun, if you were to vibrate at speed of light, it takes 8 minutes. If you want to send that to the creator who's on the other side of the galaxy or in the universe, who's sitting there with his white suit and everything like in the movie Matrix, by the time it reaches him and then he responds, there is a delay because your vibration of speed of light is still not a match for him. The speed of light was the only kind of vibration they mentioned. They said the universe or the 3D world operates in. But now it takes a lot of time. And that's why there's a difference. There's a time delay in your manifestation. But imagine now with scalar waves, if you're vibrating at scalar waves, which is billion times faster than speed of light, now it's almost like, Saju, you pray to the divine within 10 days, or I'm just giving you an example. Within 10 days, it reaches the divine. They're saying that, okay, I need $100 million company or $100 billion company. And he responds, and you have that faster manifestation of business growth, more employees and everything on your earth, because now you're vibrating faster, which is matching with the 5D or 6D or even 7D and higher. That's the simple way to put scalar waves.
Wonderful.
And you can use the systems that, so with our systems, you have the Aura Coil system, which you've got. So you use the Yin coil, which is the feminine energy, the Yang coil, which is the masculine energy. When you phase these against each other and then play a frequency, let's say, for example, you're playing a diabetes frequency or a love frequency, for example. Let's say you're playing a love frequency. Now that love frequency is converted into magnetic energy through the coils, and the coils use something called PEMF, which is pulsed electromagnetic field. And because now you have two coils facing each other, whenever there is a yin coil and the yang coil, the interference that it creates causes the scalar waves to come out. So now it's creating that vibration for better love or attracting the right relationships and everything, and it gets transferred to the divine and comes back faster, because now you're vibrating at this frequency of I am having the best love of my life and all of that. You're already vibrating at that frequency. Now the universe just has to match. And you couldn't do that with your inner child healing, with your counseling, with your grief repression, all of these things, because it takes a lot of time. Now this technology has already tapped into that frequency. You just have to play a button, click a button, and you already put in that frequency and you start attracting whatever you want, whether that's improvement in your career or recovery from an illness or attracting the right abundance in clients or relationships.
That's awesome. So we have the E system and the Aura Coil system both causing scalar waves. So it's very powerful scalar waves in our room. So putting on the chi coils, you're in the room and the chi coils are on. Let's say I'm there and I want to play the love. Right now I don't have a separate room. I have everyone in the same room, but I play the love sequence and I have 3 other people in the room, but I'm playing it for myself. it's not a problem. They can all get it, right? It'll just vibrate high for everyone. So it doesn't really
Absolutely.
matter. What if I have someone in the room that has diabetes and I put on the right frequency for diabetes, and there are other people in the room? No issues, because again, it's just going to go higher. In case it's lower, it'll just be better and there won't be any issues for everyone.
Yeah, it is just
Okay.
acting as though getting your cells intact. So even if, let's say, they have some cells which is not intact, it'll get them to the right kind of frequencies. But even if they have everything intact, it is still not gonna interfere with that, because the only reason for it to exist as a frequency is for it to get you in that homeostasis level with the cells. As simple as that. It's not trying to manipulate somebody else's cells or anything. It's always great.
So without giving out names, because I haven't got their permission, I just want to say that there was somebody who says that she's come over social anxiety and she's able to breathe better. She's had breathing issues. There's somebody else who says that she just she just cried, and she hasn't cried for years and years and years. And just by sitting in the system, something happened. The vibrations made her, cry so much, and she released a lot that she was carrying. And I was explaining to her that, the body knows where it needs to go to heal you. So I guess that was needed for her to release, so that, when we have so much emotions that are stuffed,
Yeah,
that's how we
suppressed
get
emotions.
sick.
Yeah.
That's how we get all these diseases, and they need releasing. So when she started releasing, and she's saying she's feeling amazing. So it's just been a couple of months where we're just starting March now, and already I'm seeing changes, and I'm already seeing people coming in to sign up slowly but surely until the word gets out. So I'm excited. I'm really, really grateful that you came on. I'm really happy that we got a chance to talk, and we clarified a lot about what this system does. I'm even more excited now to work further and further with people with this system. Again, thank you very much for being here.